tells us while Ukrainian Canadians voice their opposition to Russia's stance, the Russian community is trying to figure out what all this means.
When Vladimir Putin spoke today, the world listened, wondering where the crisis in Ukraine was headed. Alla Kadish was also watching. The editor of a local Russian paper, she hosts a call-in show and says many Russians here support Ukraine.
I think Ukrainian government now, it's new, and I'm sure they're going to make mistakes, but they have hope.
But she says her opinion isn't always popular. The show even received a threat after she criticized the Russian leader.
I don't believe Vladimir Putin is in the right mind. The things he's doing right now, it's against international laws.
Yasha Sitskar came to Canada from Ukraine in the 70s, when it was still a part of the Soviet Union. He says Vladimir Putin must act.
I'm not saying the president of Ukraine was good president, but nobody have a right just to take him out of there and put somebody else's on his position.
Some Russians here worry about the influence of the West in Ukraine and that Putin must defend Russia's interests. With Russian state television available here, Kadish worries some are getting a distorted view of the situation.
Nothing is true. Everything is a lie, 100%. Everything turned from, turned upside down.
Sitskar counters that it's the Western media that's warping the story.
Yesterday I was watching Russian news. And this morning I watched CNN news. And it's day and night.
While both sides disagree about the content coming out of the region, they do agree that they don't want to see a military action and they don't want to see bloodshed, and they hope the situation in Ukraine can be peacefully resolved. Stephen D'Souza, CBC News, Toronto.
And as we just saw at the end of Stephen's story there, it's still snowing. Not that you have any control over that, Russell.